I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't upset you or you don't get down about it. Of course you do, but you've got to pick yourself up, and both of us have managed to do that. There's many people that get one injury and they just give up on chasing their goals.
Yeah.
And if I gave up the first time I got a bad injury, I would never have become world champion, British champion, European champion, broken records. So you've got to kind of pick yourself up and keep going. Yeah, well done, mate. Fucking hell. Good stuff.
So I've just finished a brilliant little session with Lars. Nothing too heavy for either of us. I was a little bit more tentative because I've just pulled my hamstring last week, but it was a good session. We had a nice little finisher on the leg extensions.
Quads are still feeling it right now.
Lars got me on the old the size of the quads still.
I think we're rapidly both shrinking.
One of the reasons I wanted to do a video with yourself, Lars, is because we've got a lot of similarities in terms of, like, we're both strength and conditioning coaches. We've both had successful careers relative to one another. Yours, obviously, you've won a lot of international titles and done a lot more international competitions than myself. But one of the things that we do have in common is we've been plagued with injuries.
We have indeed.
Huge amounts of injuries. So, what was your first?
My first ever injury was at the 2008 Britain's Strongest Man, where I was fairly new to the sport and ended up tearing my bicep.
Okay.
That was the first one, doing a tire flip, which is quite common, to be honest, in strongman. After that, I had a good kind of spell of 6-7 years where I was pretty much injury free. Thought I was invincible. And then got to about 30 years of age, and I just got injury after injury after injury. Made a few stupid mistakes of competing too often. Ended up doing 7 competitions in 6 weeks. Tore my labrum in my shoulder, and from that I was trying to rush back to do the next show, because back then, it wasn't like strongman is now, where it's a lot more popular. We've got the benefits of social media, where you can kind of do things for sponsors and promote yourself. Literally the only way to get any income was to compete. So I was trying to do it as a professional, if you like. Stupid thing to do back then, and if I could have changed things, I would have made myself be more patient, focus on improving technique in certain areas, rather than just always trying to race back and compete against the best guys in the world. But because I rushed it, I then started to compensate and ended up having a string of injuries that really, I learned from it, and it made me go away and educate myself and improve technique, understand nutrition better, understand recovery better. But it also helped me back as well. So I think it's helped in terms of my coaching career. But it's certainly, I think if I was smarter and a little bit more patient, I could have actually done better as an athlete.
It's well, I did my first one, tire flip, right arm, exactly the same. Then it was my left bicep, deadlifting. Then it was abductor, then the usual stuff we all get, hamstring tears, left, right and centre, and then most recently the tricep, because you did your tricep at the Worlds, didn't you?
I mean, you and me have certainly had a lot of injuries. I mean, I think between us we've torn pretty much everything. I've done both biceps, I've done my right tricep, my lat, my quad, my hamstring, my Achilles, labrum, a couple of other minor tears here and there. But it's a tough sport, and I mean, we're not the only guys that have suffered with injuries. I think most people have a few. We have notoriously had more than a lot of guys. But I think both of us, it's helped us in some ways. I mean, it certainly helped my coaching because it forced me to go and learn more, and I know you're the same. And it's nice to be able to advise people to avoid the mistakes that maybe we made.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's, I've been very blessed to have an amazing career as well. So even though at the time they were devastating, I think because it's got me to where I am, and I look back now and I'm very proud of the career I've had. I have no regrets.
Yeah.
And people kind of think that's a bit weird because, you know, when you get knocked back time and time again, it is. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't upset you or you don't get down about it. Of course you do. But you've got to pick yourself up. And you know, both of us have managed to do that. There's many people that get one injury and they just give up on chasing their goals. And you know, if I gave up the first time I got a bad injury, I would never have become, you know, world champion, British champion, European champion, broken records. So you've got to kind of pick yourself up and keep going. Yeah,
definitely. There's a buddy saying that in everything there's a lesson and a blessing, and you have to find both, and that's how you learn and that's how you evolve, and that's what you've just said is how we have both evolved. I mean, I know this latest injury that I've had, as frustrating as it is, I'm fairly confident that it's added years to my life because I've dropped the weight and had to focus on being healthy and fitter and everything else. So yeah, I may not be as strong as I was, but I certainly believe I've added years to my life, and as we were speaking during training, we can enjoy our families more, and we can enjoy being human rather than superhuman. You know?
Yeah, it's very strange when you're sort of in that bubble of just chasing sort of strength and winning competitions and stuff like that. These external factors that are really important are just blanked out.
Yeah.
You have to be selfish to be very successful sometimes in sport. And like people keep saying to me, why don't you come back and do another show? Yeah. I've done almost 20 years of strongman.
Yeah.
And I'm in a lucky position where I have other areas that I can go into. That doesn't mean I don't love training. I mean, you and me love the gym. We always have. We're always going to train and always probably set ourselves challenges. I mean, you've been doing some 10Ks, which is really cool. I might even try one myself.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But I'm just that kind of person. I need targets. I need goals. But my goals have changed now. You know, I think when I was competing, I was never happy. Because I was always looking for the next thing.
Yes.
Whereas now, I've sort of finished chasing, you know, winning titles and stuff. I can actually look back and be proud.
Yeah.
Whereas I wasn't. You know, I used to. I don't know why, but there was this little voice in my head saying, "You're no good."
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of strange because everyone on the outside thinks you're awesome, and you're the only person. And I know you've been in this situation. You know, I've seen you at competitions, and I've trained with you, obviously, and trained with Eddie together, and I know how good you are in the gym. And then sometimes I'd see you at a comp, and be like, Luke, calm the fuck down. You know, you kind of you got so worked up that you wanted to perform in front of people, whereas when you were more relaxed in the gym, you were awesome. And it's just understanding that there's other things that are important sometimes, and I think that's really important to take away. Yes, train damn hard, do the best you can. But, you know, I've been to, I'm sure you get this as well with clients, I've got clients that are scared to compete because they don't want to come last. Well, I've come last and I've come first. And the next day you go back to your family, the people that care about you, no one really cares that much. You know, your family still love you. You'll get praised if you do well. If you don't, no one really says anything. You move on to the next show. Everyone forgets about that one. It's weird how it all moves on so quickly. So you just got to do it for you, do it for your enjoyment. You know, set personal goals. Don't ever worry about what anyone else is doing. And, you know, if I can give one piece of advice, please enjoy it.
Definitely.
It's so important to enjoy what we're doing.
The outcomes rather than
enjoying the process.
I never enjoyed it, mate. I mean, UK's final, stressed. Britain's stressed. Log and deadlift championships, just stress, just constant.
You see it with so many people. And I've always tried to focus on enjoyment, but you don't always. Sometimes you just get dragged into shit you've got to win.
And I think that's the nail on the head for me is enjoy it. Definitely enjoy it, because sometimes you only get one crack at it, and it's important to enjoy what you're doing without a shadow of a doubt. Because if you're not, like when I was competing, and I was very stressed with it all and anxious and just too much pressure on myself, it wasn't an enjoyable experience. And it needs to be. Everything in life needs to be enjoyable, otherwise what's the point of doing it? But thank you very much for today, mate. Thank you very much
for coming down and messing my legs up. It was
your time and
all good.
And everything else, mate. Really good to catch up.
Get a training session when you're getting back into
fingers crossed.
That'd be good, mate. Well done. Thanks.
Awesome.